Suspension training, safety and equipment. So the objectives of this presentation are to discuss some contraindications to suspension system training and to outline the safety considerations of training with suspension systems. So also to show how to set up different suspension systems and to discuss the differences between popular suspension systems. So contraindications. There are a few conditions for which suspension system training may be inappropriate. This would include lower back pain, pregnancy, obesity, arthritis, hypertension, and rotator cuff or other shoulder scapular related injuries. Now, these are all examples of potential contraindications, but how they affect your training and whether you should be doing them on suspension systems depends on the exercise being attempted and the individual circumstances. You should please discuss any issues, injuries, medical conditions or diseases with your health practitioner, be it your doctor, specialist, physio and or osteopath, to ensure that this type of training is suitable for you. So anchor points. Suspension systems can be attached to any secure anchor point that is high enough for the system to be used effectively. This may be A-frames, functional training rigs, squat racks, or even dual action pulleys. It is critical that you check with the manufacturer that suspension systems can be used with these and that they are secured to the floor and or the wall in order to avoid tipping over and subsequent injury during use. And this is very, very important, just simply because if you do use them on a piece of equipment that's not designed to be used for, then they may well cause some significant liability issues should an injury occur. And it is very important they are secured properly. You should check individual guidelines from suspension system manufacturers for potential use on doors. Some can be used, some can't, and again it kind of depends on the door as well. Suspension system training setup will be shown later in this presentation. So looking at some of the safety actors. So before you train on the equipment side, you want to check the suspension system for wearing or damage before use and that the system is set up correctly and is secure. You want to check that the anchor point is suitable before use, i.e. that it's strong enough, and also, as we just mentioned, that it's secured to the floor or the wall or both. You want to ensure there's sufficient space in front of you, behind you, and to the side of you for all the suspension system drills you're going to undertake within this session. On the user side of things, again, we want to check with your medical practitioner prior to commencement of suspension system training, as it can be hard, particularly on the musculoskeletal system. You want to make sure you undertake an appropriate and thorough warm-up as well. Now, safety during exercise, you want to focus on correct technique and you want to stop the set before any fatigue deteriorates the quality of the movement that you're trying to perform. For the majority of exercises and with certain suspension systems, you should always look to maintain tension on the straps, and with single strap systems in particular, equal tension on both straps. Sessions may need to be shorter than if using other equipment because of the core overload and the subsequent fatigue that may cause. Weaknesses in hip stability, core stability and shoulder stability, and also grip may limit some users in regards to the intensity of the session, the duration of the session, or the volume of the suspension training exercises you perform. In regards to after training, you want to cool down correctly by gradually lowering your heart rate and undertaking some static stretches. And over the sessions, look to build up the training volume and the intensity gradually. So equipment selection. Well, there are a variety of different suspension systems available on the market today. Majority of suspension system exercises can be performed on any of these, it doesn't really matter. And we will look at the pros, cons, and some of the setups for three popular systems, which are the Jungle Gym XT, the bodyweight gym, and also for gymnastic rings. A lot of the same things will apply to other systems that we don't go through in this presentation. So the Jungle Gym XT, well, this is suitable for heavy commercial or home use. It's a two-strap system. So what we have here is we have two separate straps that both need anchoring to a secure anchor point. Each of these systems, these straps, is about 8 foot long, suitable for beginners and advanced client use. Very easy to use, very easy to clean, easy white handles, And one of the big pros is that, yeah, it's very easy to get your foot in them because they are solid plastic, so it can be a little easier than the fabric foot straps. The key benefits of the Jungle Gym XT are the rubber offset foot cradles, make it both easy to place your feet in, and it also feels a little bit more secure for drills like the hamstring leg curl. Rubber handles are harder wearing than some foam ones, and also easier to clean, so a little bit more hygienic. Very easy to put up, very easy to take down for quick use or security. And the anchor points can be brought closer together, you can just kind of slide them next to each other, or you can move them further apart, and this helps to decrease or increase the stability of the exercise respectively. So if they're closer together, generally it makes it more unstable. If they're further apart, generally makes it more stable. It also will vary depending on the type of exercise you do, and you may find that for certain exercises you actually want them a little bit further apart, like chest flies. It actually makes the exercise better. The other benefit is they're also about half the price of some of the single strap suspension systems like a TRX. Cons of the Jungle Gym: the handles are not interchangeable with other attachments, so you can't swap them over like you could do with some of the ones with carabiners, and they cannot be permanently secured to the anchor point. So there is the potential for them to be stolen. Other systems like kind of TRX, they have more secured carabiners, so you actually can secure them with a small Allen key, and that makes them, for some centers, a slightly better option. So here we see how to set up the Jungle Gym XT. You feed the rubber end all the way over, and then you're going to feed the whole handle and the rest of the system through, and then pull it all the way. You want to ensure you do it this way. If you kind of do it the other way, then it can actually kind of work its way loose and it's not secure. To adjust, you just press the clip there and pull to shorten it, and you can adjust the top as well. To lengthen it, you just press the clip again and then pull in order to make the straps longer. One of the downsides with a two-strap system is it is important you get both straps so they're exactly the same length. So on to the next piece of equipment, which is gymnastic rings, and these again are suitable for heavy commercial or home use. They're another two-strap system, again suitable for beginners or advanced client use. Very popular with CrossFit enthusiasts who wish to perform drills like dips, pull-ups or muscle-ups. In particular with pull-ups and muscle-ups, you just need to make sure you've got enough headspace. They are the original suspension system used for over 100 years and are the preferred use or the preferred system for more advanced gymnastic type exercises. Key benefits of the gymnastic rings are the rings have no foam, so they're very easy to clean and are more durable. They are the most comfortable and suitable for some of the gymnastic and CrossFit exercises such as muscle-ups, dips, etc. And they are the most cost-effective of the three suspension systems that we're discussing within this presentation. Downsides of the gymnastic rings: they're not as comfortable for many of the exercises where the feet are placed in the straps, so have the potential to be less versatile. So if you're looking at doing things like the jackknife or the leg curl, a lot of people don't find them particularly comfortable to put their feet in. They are more suited to a high anchor point and at a set distance apart. So for exercises like muscle ups, they must be set up there so there's sufficient distance between the rings and at the anchor, so the head does not hit when the arms are fully extended in the top position. And so the individual can hang from the rings at the beginning of the exercise without their feet or anything else touching the floor. So here we can see the setup for the gymnastic rings. You'd feed the strap through the actual ring, and then you can adjust the height just using the clip and the carabiner, the clip and the buckles we kind of see on a lot of these systems. Some people prefer just to have the rest of the system then just hanging down, which is absolutely fine. Some of the different gymnastic rings will allow you to actually roll them up, and then they have a little Velcro strap, as we see here, which means you can just kind of tie them up out of the way, and then if you want the buckle and the strap out of the way, we would just feed it through, as we see there, and then you just have the gymnastic ring and everything else is nice and clear. So the next piece of equipment we'll look at is the bodyweight gym from Xenios. This is again suitable for heavy commercial or home use. It's a 2-strap system. Main difference with this, it has interchangeable attachments. So you can have the handles with the foot straps, you can have gymnastic rings, even the kind of bars. So it kind of depends what attachment you want to use with it. Because of the carabiners, it could also be used with other attachments that you maybe use with the cable machines, so like tricep ropes, the V-bars, bar handles, etc. Again, suitable for beginners and advanced client use. Very popular with CrossFit enthusiasts who wish to perform, again, drills like dips, pull-ups or muscle-ups, but may also want to then have the foot straps for exercises like jackknives, etc. Key benefits of the bodyweight gym are versatile attachments or handles can easily be replaced should they get worn or damaged. When the handles are integrally manufactured within the system, if you should damage the handle on some of the other ones, you have to replace the whole system, which can be a bit expensive. They are most comfortable and suitable for gymnastic and CrossFit exercises, as we mentioned before, and very easy to put up and take down for quick use or security. Downsides, many comment the foot strap is not as comfortable or easy to use as the more solid one on the Jungle Gym. A little bit more expensive than the Jungle Gym and the gym rings if you kind of purchase them individually. Cannot be, again, permanently secured to the anchor points, so although they do have carabiners, they're not locking carabiners. So again, there is the potential for them to be stolen, so you do need to be careful of that. So here we'd see how the bodyweight gym is set up, and this would be the same if you have a Milo kit, which is a very similar system. We'd wrap it over the anchor point, and you can adjust how many times you wrap it around depending on how high you want this kind of anchor strap. We then attach the carabiner. This is the kind of main system then, and we see the buckle there where we can adjust the length. Again, we attach the handle depending on which handle attachment we want at the end, and then to lengthen, just press the buckle and pull. Also has numbers on it, so you know exactly what length you want it. If you ever want to shorten it, then we just take hold of the end strap, press the buckle and pull in order to shorten it there. As soon as you release the buckle, again, it's then nice and tight and all ready for use. Foot placement. So for prone exercises like the jackknife, the pike, plank, etc., and the feet are placed into the straps with the sole facing upwards. For these exercises, you'd adjust the straps, they're about 10 to 12 inches off the ground, and sits on the floor. You place both feet into the straps and then roll over into a prone position. Alternatively, you can adopt a prone position kind of on your hands and knees and then put both feet into the straps, whichever way you find to kind of be easiest. Then you just adjust the intensity, which we'll go through when we discuss the pendulum swing force in one of the later presentations. And you do this by moving forwards or backwards to commence the exercise. So if you move forwards, it will increase the intensity. If you move backwards, it will decrease the intensity. So for supine exercises like the leg curls or pull throughs, the heels are placed into the straps with the toes pointing upwards. For these exercises, again, we want to adjust the straps. So they're about 10 to 12 inches off of the ground and sit on the floor. You want to place both heels into the straps, and then pretty much you're ready to go. You can adjust the intensity again according to the pendulum swing force by moving forwards or backwards. And this is slightly different. So if we're facing kind of upwards, if you move forwards, which is kind of towards the feet, it will reduce the intensity. If you move backwards, kind of towards the head, then it will increase the intensity. And then again, you're ready to commence the exercise. So here we see adjusting the kind of foot position. Like I said, we want to place them about 10 to 12 inches off the ground. Don't want them to be too high. And then again, we can kind of either on our side or on our front, as we see here, get into this position. Sometimes if you do it lying on the ground, it can be a little difficult to get your feet in. There we go here, and we're ready to go with a prone exercise. For a supine exercise, or have a look at the prone way again on your knees, place one foot in, place the other foot in, and then you're good to go. Alternatively, as I said, get into a seated position and then roll over into a prone position. Or if you're doing a supine exercise, it's very simple. You just sit down, take hold of the straps, place your heels in, toes pointing upwards, and then you're ready to go. So, quick review. The objective of this presentation were to discuss some of the contraindications to suspension system training and to outline the safety considerations of training with these systems. It's also to show how to set up a few different systems and to discuss the differences between some of the popular suspension systems available to you. So you should complete the review questions for this section to show you met the learning outcomes, and also perform the guided learning practice, which in this case just practicing setting up and adopting the correct supine or prone position, which is about half an hour's worth of practice. Refer to the guided learning practice details, which are part of this module, or your learner resource guide for more information.